Hello and welcome to another video from Awareness Advocate. I'm really excited to be with you today. I have so many resources to share with you. This and the next video that I put out are going to have just a plethora of things for you to use to understand and recognize ways that you can advocate for the things that are important to you. Last video I put out, we talked about a bill, the Put Trafficking Victims First Act, HR 528. And I talked about the action that we left with was, hey, check this out and decide if you want to encourage your representatives to support or not support the bill. And since I'd made that video, I decided to formulate a letter for myself, for my congressperson, for my representative. And I found a really great place to get everything all at once. It's the American Psychological Association website, and it has great information for you. I thought I would share in case you're feeling like you want to do something. It gives you information on how to decide if you want to do an email or a letter, and how to work that. Tips for writing your congressperson. One of the tips in here is inquiring. Something I wanted to point out was I didn't know or even consider writing my representative and asking them, what's your point of view? I never thought of that. I think if I were to do that, I would do an email, not a letter, but not a physical letter, but do whatever you want. I'm just saying what I would do. I thought that was pretty cool. There's a lot of cool things in here. Definitely check it out if you're interested. And then if you scroll down farther, it has simple sample emails and letters. I used the sample letters to formulate my own letter. It gives you some guidance, helps you kind of understand what you're doing, especially if you've never really written to your representative before, which is something I did maybe like, oh gosh, like 12 years ago or something. I wrote to somebody and I don't even remember what I wrote or what it was about. And so then say you are interested and you don't know who your representative is. Isn't this great? There's links to different ways. I think I would almost bet that these two go to the same place, maybe all three. But anyway, go in there. There's a little, when you click on that, it takes you to a little search engine. You can hit it, you put in your zip code, and then it tells you who your representative is. And then it isn't always clear what address to use. So you can kind of determine what to do if you click on it'll have a little link to the website or to contacting them underneath their picture, was what my experience was for mine. And super easy, super fast, and I don't know, you might find that helpful. So I encourage you to check that out if you're interested. Next thing I want to talk about, I'll try not to make this go over, is the Department of Homeland Security. They have the most in-depth website you could imagine. I really encourage you to check this out if human trafficking is something that matters to you. There's great information on like what is human trafficking. I think I used this resource in my last video. I have a link in the description to all these websites that we covered today. Really great information, and then lots of links that you can click on to help you to recognize things that you can do, gain more information. It's really cool. I encourage you to take a look at that if you feel like it. And then I just got to make sure that I can see the link I'm trying to move my camera just a smidge. Okay. There's a document library. This is really what I want to cover today. There's more stuff. This is really awesome. There's pamphlets, information sheets, cards, and posters. So as you have been thinking about what you can do to advocate for human trafficking, for stopping human trafficking, as you've considered what you can do to increase your civic engagement surrounding this topic, I bet there's things you can do you haven't thought about. And I think this is so phenomenally important that I thought I would kind of highlight this today. There are information sheets available for the Blue campaign. Are you an enforcement officer? A code enforcement officer? Meaning, do you check that people are adhering to city codes? Have you ever considered that you might encounter someone who is either trafficking victims or a trafficking victim during the course of your job? I almost bet that you have to take some training, but I was thinking that even if you are doing training, have you considered information you may need? You can find it here at the Department of Homeland Security. Understanding and familiarizing yourself with the resources available now will make it easier if you ever have that experience in your career. I thought that was really significant. What else? Let's see. There's pamphlets. Do you work in law enforcement? Are you an EMT or a firefighter? Are you a first responder? Are you a medical professional, a health professional? Whether it's mental health or health care, where you work, you may encounter someone. I'm going to have to look for the source. I didn't think I'd be citing this, but 80% of the victims that are rescued through human trafficking were seen by a healthcare professional. 80%. And most of them were not recognized. So as a healthcare professional, you are in a unique position to understand and recognize the signs, the red flags that someone may be a victim, and understand the things that you can do to connect that potential victim with services and resources, and how to protocol and how to handle once you suspect somebody could have a problem. What's the best way to handle the situation to keep the victim safe and you safe? So I think that's really cool. Law enforcement and first responders, healthcare professionals, something you may not have considered. NGOs, faith-based, and community groups, and then the general public. Have you considered that you might encounter someone in your just doing your normal thing that was a victim of trafficking? And do you know what to do if that happens? These are great pamphlets that you can have that can help you to connect to, procedures. What do you do what if you're meeting with somebody and they reveal to you that they're being trafficked? How are you responding to that? What are you going to do? And I think that hopefully, we don't encounter these situations, but we might. And I think it's important. We need to know what to do before it happens, because if you expect that you're going to be able to just get what you need when you're in the process of when you're in it, you're not going to have the time. So this is really great. Are you a member of the judicial system? Have you considered? I know you're getting training, but are you keeping yourself abreast of what's available, what the procedures are? And then there's cards for a lot of these people, and posters. We all have jobs. Well, not all of us. Some of us have jobs. We might own businesses. Some of you may own businesses. You are in a unique position to take action without having to leave the comfort of your own home, and without having to quit your job. There's nothing really big you have to do. You can do little things. There's posters that you can hang up in the bathrooms where you work. There are training procedures that you can take. There's training you can do to help you to more readily recognize problems, suspected victims or traffickers. These things are happening. It's not happening around the world. As much as we want to believe that the things that aren't happy are as far away from us as we can put them, it's not necessarily the case. I'm going to cover in another video more information about, the types of places and things the situations that trafficking can happen in. But for today, I just thought it was a great opportunity to connect you guys where you are with resources. Have you considered what you could do where you are in the job that you're in right now, in the community you're in right now? This is a great opportunity. So Native community awareness posters. Have you looked at that? Are you a member of the Native community? And, you know, you're in a unique position to be an advocate. So there's toolkits available for all these people. I'm going to cover just a few of these before we run out of time. Human Trafficking Response Guide for School Resource Officers, College Campus Awareness, Hospitality Industry. Do you work for a hotel? And have you considered that maybe there might be people staying at your hotel that might be in trouble? Transportation. Are you an Uber or Lyft driver? What do you know about the signs of human trafficking? You might be in a position where you can be the link to rescue that someone needs. Are you a member of a faith-based community? Are you a leader in the faith-based community? Do you know what you need to know to help people if they confide in you that they're either they're a trafficker or that they're a victim? Because you never know what people are going to reveal when you meet with them. And campus law enforcement, convenience store. Do you work for a gas station? Is there something available? Tribal gaming and hospitality human trafficking response guide. Do you need to, did you know this information was available? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but I thought this was an important resource. We all are working and living in a community. We all have access to bathrooms. It can be something as simple as hanging things up in the bathroom, hanging them up in Spanish and English. It can be something as simple as meeting with your team where you work and having a discussion about what is our response plan if something like this happens, if we recognize something or we learn about something that's going on in our business. What is our response plan? What are the procedures that are in place? What do we need to do? Connecting yourself with the information can enable you to be a resource. It's not always the case that we can wait until we're in this situation to learn. We can only learn before. We can't go back in time and learn prior to. And so when we look at these circumstances, I encourage you. So what is your plan of action? What is your action plan today? Think about where you work, where you frequent. Think about the communities, the groups that you're in, 4-H. Think about these situations where you might be able to be a resource to someone, and then take a look at the Department of Homeland Security website and see if there's some resources that you can use from the website to enable you to be a resource to others. I encourage you to take a look. I encourage you to think creatively about where you are right now and what you can do right now to help people. I guarantee you that you can. And I encourage you to take that opportunity. I'm really excited to have shared some of these resources with you. There's more to come. There's a lot more to come. Hopefully I won't have too many videos on this because I want to move on to other topics as well. But thank you for coming with me today and looking at these resources with me. And I hope that they were helpful to you. I hope that you can find things that you need. And if you have any questions, shoot them. If you have any suggestions, please bring them up. And go educate yourself and do something. I guarantee you it feels good. And thank you for spending this time with me, and I will see you again next time. Bye.